The First Amendment to the Bill of Rights of our U.S. Constitution states that we shall make no laws respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. We will not abridge the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right to peaceably assemble to petition the government for redress. People get all excited about our Second Amendment a lot and our right to keep and bear arms. But I really believe it's this First Amendment that makes us who we are, that makes us American, that makes us the land of the free. And we're fucking it up by the numbers, you guys. So let's start by taking a look at freedom of religion in America. Donald Trump, our new president of the United States, has recently implemented by executive order a ban on 7 primarily Muslim countries. Now, this is wrong for a number of reasons. To start with, we don't ban people from America based on religion. I just gave you what it says in the amendment. Just gave it to you. We don't discriminate based on religion. And yet, here we are, discriminating based on religion. Why? Because we have Donald J. Trump as president, and he doesn't understand the concept of checks and balances. When Sally Yates, in her position as acting attorney general, attempted to shoot down Trump's unconstitutional ban, he fired her. Yeah, because that's not how a dictator acts, or a fascist. I'm so angry about this that I don't even know where to start. I mean, I do, obviously. We're going to go down the list. We're going to break it down. But I'm so furious that this is happening in our country. The Statue of Liberty should be on her knees in tears right now. It's just fucking asinine this is even happening. And let's talk about the countries that were and were not included in the ban. 7 highly Muslim countries were included in this ban. Syria, for instance, who is so war-torn right now, refugees pouring out of the country for years, desperate mothers, children, grandparents, fathers, trying to find a safe place to raise their families, and we're turning them away. But if you happen to be from, say, Saudi Arabia or Lebanon, places which, by the way, are Muslim-heavy countries who have a history of sending terrorist action against us in America, they're not on the list. They've been exempt from the list. Why? Why have they been exempt from the list? Because Donald J. Trump makes a profit in his dealings with those countries. And we all know profit over people, right? That's where we're at with our current administration. Makes me crazy. I read something recently. Matter of fact, I've read a lot of things recently. I've looked at a lot of information. And there are links in the description. So please, check out what I checked out. Do your own research. It's more vital and more important now than it's ever been before. But I read somewhere that we are more likely in America, statistically speaking, to be killed by a lawnmower than by an Islamic terrorist. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so that brings us to talking point number 2. This time we're going to talk about freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Another thing we're screwing up. The whole point of a free press in this country is to act as another check on our government, let us know what's going on, keep us informed, make sure they're not breaking the fucking rules. Except they're breaking the fucking rules, and we're reporting on it, and it's still happening anyway. But we kind of covered that with the whole firing of Sally Yates, didn't we? Anyways, we're moving on. Kellyanne Conway said in an interview that we should go ahead and just, or she would like to see, journalists who have said negative things about Donald Trump fired. Doesn't matter if the things are true or not, because now we have alternative facts.
You did not answer the question of why the president asked the White House press secretary to come out in front of the podium for the first time and utter a falsehood. Why did he do that? It undermines the credibility of the entire White House press office on day one.
Don't be so overly dramatic about it, Chuck. You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't even get me started on that being a thing, because yes, we all know fake news impacted this last election. Not in a good way. We all need to be more careful and conscientious about what we read, where we read it, making sure that we're double checking on things before we commit them to our hearts, before we decide that this is the honest truth. We need to find out for sure. And that goes for all of us. So I really, really strongly ask everyone who watches this, do your damn homework. Look at more than one website. If the only place you're getting your news is Mother Jones or Fox News or just Huffington Post or only CNN, you're not doing yourself or this country any favors. It's okay to get outside your bubble. It's okay to learn from other people. It's okay to hear different perspectives. And then make your decisions, make your opinions, form your thoughts based on all of that information together. The fake news thing was a problem. It was. I completely agree with Ms. Conway as far as that goes. But to say that someone should be fired for telling the truth, for doing their job, for being honest about what's going on, is not only completely un-American, it's unconstitutional. We have an open press for a reason. For instance, CNN, day one, reported that the bust of Martin Luther King Jr. had been taken from the Oval Office. Turned out this wasn't true. It was a douche move on their part. Bad juju on my side, okay? Sorry about that. But you know what they did? They fixed it. They immediately rescinded it. They immediately corrected the information. They immediately made it known that they had screwed up and that the bust was still there. Sean Spicer, every time he gets up in front of the American people, every time he comes out for a press conference, every single time since Donald has been sworn in as president, he has come out and he has lied to us. He has lied to the press. He has lied to the people of America. He has lied to our allies across the world. And it's ridiculous that he's getting away with this. What's worse is Donald Trump, when he goes out and he has a press conference, now he's cherry picking who he wants to talk to. He told CNN, a CNN correspondent, that he refused to take his question because he was ridiculous fake news. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I shouldn't even have to explain why that's ridiculous. Read your Constitution. Read your Bill of Rights. Read. Just fucking read. Oh my God, people, read. Another thing I want to talk about as far as that goes is the press offices that are there in the White House. They've been there forever, and now Trump is contemplating taking them out of the White House. Why? Because he doesn't like them. And if he doesn't like it, he fires it, he gets rid of it, he tries to outlaw it, he chases it away, and Lord knows he roasts it on Twitter. But last but not least, I want to talk about our constitutional right to peaceably assemble. Protest. To ask the government for redress for whatever dumb shit thing they have recently or are planning to do. We seem to have some confusion on this. And on this one, it's not just the other side I'm complaining about here. My side, the lefties, the liberals, the Democrats, the progressives, whatever you want to call them, are pulling some pretty douchey shit too. And I'd be remiss if I didn't call us out. So let's talk a little bit about what's okay and what's not okay if you want to protest. To start with, if you want to protest, go protest. By all means, make a sign. Make it snarky. Make it shitty. I don't care. Get out there, wave it around. If you're pro-life, if you're pro-choice, if you're pro-Muslim ban, if you're anti-Muslim ban, if you're pro-Trump, if you're anti-Trump, make your voice be heard. Cool. Go out there. Chant. March. Block people's fucking way. Do what you gotta do. Because that's what we're allowed to do here in America. That's how we get heard. Particularly when we fall asleep through November and miss the election for the most part. All of that is okay. It's not okay is when you start to throw shit and you set things on fire and you hurt people and you damage property and you mess up people's livelihoods. Not cool. We do not throw bricks. We do not hit people. We are grown-ups. This needs to be a discussion. And yes, I understand that we also have the Second Amendment, our right to keep and bear arms, just in case our government oversteps. And trust me, I believe that the government should hear its people, and not the other way around. But I also believe in the power of pen. I think it's important to fight this fight with words. I believe it's important to fight this fight with peace and honor and love as much as we possibly can. And it may come to a point where I'm wrong. It may come to a point where violence becomes the answer. The longer we can put that off, the longer we can hit Trump where it hurts, get him in the ego, get him in the pocketbook, be sensitive in those places, take advantage of that. If you want to resist peacefully as long as you can. Richard Spencer, he's a well-known American neo-Nazi, scumbag, racist piece of shit. Do I like the guy? I really don't like the guy. If you can't tell by the way I framed that, I think he's the scum of the earth. I think he makes me vaguely embarrassed to be white. I think he needs to be programmed, locked up, whatever. You know what? You can't have it both ways. Do I like the guy? Not even a little bit. Did I enjoy watching him get sucker punched in the face by some random dillhole on the street during the inauguration?
I'm kind of a simple.
A little bit! Not gonna lie. Best thing I saw that whole day, just about. Because Yes, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. That was my gut knee-jerk reaction. Was it right? No. Was it mature? No. Still think secretly dude kind of had it coming? A little bit. But just like it's not okay to run over the people at the North Dakota access pipeline. These people are out there on their lands that they have control over via treaty with the US government. They're out there trying to protect their waters so they don't turn into Flint, Michigan. And they're trying to pass laws there to make it okay to run protesters over with your car. These people want to drink water that won't kill them. They want to make sure that they can do the same for their children and provide that for their children. And I'm stunned to see the amount of people who are like, yeah, run them over, they're fucking with business, they're messing with people's ability to get to work. No, not how that works. We don't get to punch the alt-righties. You don't get to run over the waterline protesters. No, because you know what? What they are doing is constitutionally protected. What they are doing is a right we as Americans have in this country. And if they want to fuck up your day for the whole week, if they want to screw up your ability to catch your plane on time because they're at DIA, LAX, O'Hare, wherever, and they're protesting because they believe that students on visas or refugees or teachers who have gone overseas or people with dual citizenship shouldn't be allowed back into their home country. They're allowed. And it doesn't matter if it fucks up your day. Sorry, till we learn to communicate, things are not going to get better on either side. And it's terrifying. I hope what we're seeing right now is a place where maybe we screwed up as a nation. And look, I'm not saying Hillary is the best choice. If I had my way right now, based on a conversation I had with my husband, we'd just ignore all the rules, because why not? And boot Trump and Pence. We bring in John McCain and make him president. Because you know what? He's qualified. He's a good man. Do I agree with all of his politics? No. Bleeding heart liberal, we've covered this. But you know what? He wouldn't do the things that Donald Trump is doing. He is a good American. And you know what? Let's bring in Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, somebody the lefties have affection for, somebody that we trust to back up McCain, bring this country back together, and succeed. That won't happen, which kind of stinks, because I still think it's a brilliant idea. At this point, truthfully, I think the best we can hope for legally is for the Supreme Court to jump in and rein the POTUS in, because he's screwing up, and Congress and the Senate are letting. So at this point, it's Supreme Court or bust, as far as I can tell. I just hope that not too many people suffer in the meantime. I don't want to see families split up. I don't want to see healthcare taken. I don't want to see people getting run over for trying to protect their water supply. Something we need to remember, desperately, we need to remember, is that no matter how much you dislike the other side, no matter how much you hope they all get worms and herpes and fucking leprosy at the same time, still all Americans, all here for a reason. This is still our homes, worth fighting for. But only if we keep to the things that make us free. First Amendment, all of it, not parts of it, not the parts you like, not the parts that work best for your side, but all of it, the most important building stones of our democracy. Don't let them take it away. I feel like this was kind of a heavy video. Not to say it didn't need to be done, because I feel like it did, but I got a little heavy. And I wish I had something really smart to say, really brilliant, really touching, that would make you guys want to fight the good fight and feel the hope. And I'm hoping you're feeling that on your own. In the meantime, if it's not happening for you, kick back, watch some YouTube videos, subscribe to my channel, that'd be really cool. Like the video if you liked it, comment, let me know what I'm doing wrong if you didn't. And in the meantime, deal however you can. I will see you guys next time.